Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is V. Since it's now the month of August, I thought that many of you might be waiting on your A-level or IB results and ready to embark on a new journey into the life of university. I remember it was just such an exciting time, and you can call me kind of strange, but I actually enjoyed thinking and planning what to bring to university like a couple of months in advance to actually moving to the UK to start uni. Maybe that's just because I was like manifesting the life that I wanted to live in the UK. But anyways, as an international student, we just don't have the luxury of bringing that many things to the UK, obviously because of the limited luggage space when we're flying from Malaysia to the UK. So I would say that it's important to pack the essential. In this video, I won't be giving you a full-on checklist of what to bring to university. I'm sure that there are a ton of those out there online, but I'll be sharing some of the things that I felt have definitely helped me out during my years in university. I've been studying in the UK for about 6 years now, so I guess you could say that I've gotten the hang of knowing what to pack and what sort of not to pack. I'm going to be dividing this video into two main sections. In the first section, I'll talk about some of the things that I feel like you should probably bring from home, and in the second part of the video, I'll be sharing some of the things that I feel like you can just probably get when you arrive in the UK. And as always, I'll leave the timestamps for each of the sections in the description box below. The first thing I recommend bringing, it will be no surprise to you if you're Asian, and that is a mini rice cooker. A rice cooker, let me tell you, is a freaking lifesaver for when you're in university. I not only used it to cook rice, but I can tell you that you can cook some pretty bomb instant noodles using a rice cooker. I'd recommend just buying a mini one off Lazada or Shopee or something like that. It's just the right size and enough to cook enough rice for yourself and also maybe a couple of friends. It's actually so hard to find a rice cooker in the UK, and if you do find one, I'm pretty sure it's quite expensive. Like, the regular sized rice cookers can go up to almost £100 and £100 plus even. So even though a rice cooker is, I guess, sort of big in comparison to the other things that you will be packing, I still highly recommend bringing it. The one I use is from Alba, and I remember it was slightly under 100 ringgit and also under 1 kilo, and it's lasted me 4 years now. It's been with me from the first year of university, and it's still going pretty strong. The next thing I recommend bringing is a foldable clothing organizer. Especially in your first year of uni, you will most likely be living in student accommodation, and regardless of whether you'll be sharing a room with your roommate or you're staying alone, you probably wouldn't really know how your room looks like until you get there. And I personally like bringing a range of clothes. I mean, I'm not someone who has like a ton of clothing, but I like to have a few options available for me, just in case that the wardrobe isn't large enough to hold all of my things, or if it's designed in such a way that it's very long and open and only like hangs coats and not much space to actually have jeans, t-shirts and whatnot, then this foldable clothing organizer thing is actually so useful. And I believe that the one that I got is from Miniso, and it's a little bit under 50 ringgit, but don't quote me on that. I remember this was a recommendation by a friend, and I honestly could not thank her enough, so I'm sharing it here with you guys. The next thing I recommend bringing is a good quality pan. Kitchenware in the UK is just generally a bit more on the expensive side, and also as a student, if you just want to save a bit of money, I recommend just cooking a little bit more or meal prepping, and with that you need something to cook your food in. And I don't recommend just the regular flat pans, but try to find those that have a sort of deeper dent. Mine is from Tefal, and I don't really know how to describe it, but it's the shape of a pan, but then there's like a little bit of height to it. And because there's that level of depth to it, you can sort of double use it for a pan and also a pot. So I use mine to boil pasta, cook pasta, pan fry my chicken, fry an egg, literally anything. I don't like doing dishes, so I like to cook everything in one pan. And this pan has been with me since first year till now, and the base of it looks kind of but it's survived and still looks amazing. Now moving on to stationery. So I tend to like to stock up on some of my pens when I'm back home in Malaysia. I recommend, like, if you have a favorite pen, just buy a ton of it from Popular Bookstore or something like that. Personally, I like to get some of my pens from Muji. They're refillable 0.5 gel pens and also some notebooks. And I also recommend bringing some test pad if you plan to take like physical notes rather than digital notes. This next thing might sound really obvious, but don't forget to pack your summer clothes. You'd actually be surprised how many people forget to bring enough summer clothing for when they come to the UK. Obviously, if you're going back to Malaysia during the Christmas holidays in December or during the Easter break in April, then you can swap out your clothing then. But if you only plan to go back to Malaysia once every year, definitely remember to bring enough short sleeve t-shirts, short pants, and also maybe slippers. The weather in the UK can go up to around 30 degrees Celsius during the summer, even higher sometimes. So it's kind of like what it's like walking under the sun in Malaysia. And keep in mind that many student accommodations do not have air conditioning. They have heaters and radiators for the winter time, so that's good. But when it comes to air conditioning, they don't exist that much. So that's why many people like to go to the library where there's free aircon to study during exam season. But there are obviously some days where you just want to stay in your room during the summertime and you don't want to be sweating in a really thick sweater. So obviously, with that being said, don't forget your winter clothes as well. I don't think it's necessary to pack a ton of super thick and bulky knitted or like wool sweaters. You can get some of that in the UK. But if there's one brand that I recommend stocking up on when you're in Malaysia, it'd probably be Uniqlo. That's just a personal preference because I like more basic looking clothing. But if you do like Uniqlo as well, I recommend getting maybe 1 or 2 heat techs for the winter time. Next up is medicine. And although this is something that you can of course get in the UK as well, I think it's just a bit more expensive. And also, when you're sick, the last thing that you want to do is just get out of bed, go to a pharmacy, get your medicine, come back. It's just really tiring, so it's just nice to have everything already there. Things like Panadol and ibuprofen, there's a ton of here in the UK, but maybe other things like traditional Chinese medicine, if you wanted to bring some, that's always good to just bring from home. So for me, it'd be things like yo-yo, mostly yo-yo. And then we have electronic. And of course, your laptop and your phone are like essential. Things like chargers, maybe multiple USB ports, a hard disk. I recommend just stocking up on them in Malaysia because it's definitely much cheaper back home than it is here in the UK. And the final thing on my to bring from Malaysia list are masks, whether be it disposable or reusable masks. Although the rules in the UK now state that it's not exactly compulsory to wear a mask at all times, but it is recommended to do so. And for me personally, even though I'm fully vaccinated, I still wear my mask in public transport and also in more crowded areas. Obviously, you can buy masks and stuff too in the UK, but I just noticed that they sell them less in bulk. But with hand sanitizers and other like cleaning supplies and stuff, there's a ton of that in the UK, so I don't think it's necessary to bring a ton of liquid in your luggage bag. And moving on to part 2, where I'll be talking about some of the things that you can probably just get when you arrive in the UK. The first one on my list is gonna be kind of controversial, so don't hate me. But I personally don't think it's that necessary to bring that many Malaysian snacks or Malaysian food. Obviously, things like Milo, Maggi mee, your cooking spices, herbs, and whatnot, they're all essential, and to be honest, I bring some of that from home as well. But Asian supermarkets exist, and there are a lot of them in London especially, and also in other places in the UK. And obviously the things are going to be more expensive here, but I don't know, I just think it's not that necessary to bring like 10 full-on packs of Maggi mee. Unless you love it, then do what you please. But for me, I just use that space for maybe something else. The next thing I would just get in the UK are winter jackets. Because Malaysia doesn't experience winter time, the options for winter clothing are obviously going to be quite limited and also a bit more on the expensive side. And when you do come to the UK during winter season, most of the shops will have winter clothing in stock. And especially if you do come during the start of the autumn term, so probably around September or October, it's not actually that cold in the UK yet, so you have about a month or two to just shop around for some warmer clothing, winter jackets and stuff like that. I got some of my winter coats from Zara, and regardless of where you get your winter jackets from, I definitely recommend investing in one that is waterproof or like a windbreaker. It rains so much in the UK, and this rain is unexpected. There are all levels of rain. It's like the light drizzle, and then there's the heavy kind of rain, and then there's full-on hail that can come in the middle of like April. So literally you just need to be prepared all the time. So in my first year I thought, oh, I'd rather just be fashionable and just wear like a long jacket and that kind of stuff, and maybe an umbrella would help when it was raining. No, when it was raining and windy at the same time, my umbrella literally like flipped inside out, and that happens all the time. It happened way too many times. So after all of that, I decided to just invest in a waterproof jacket. Leading on from that, I recommend getting these felt hangers that can basically help you to hang your clothes better, especially things like winter jackets or just clothes that can slip easily. So I personally got mine from Primark, and for a set of 5, I think it was only a couple of pounds. You can get them from Wilko as well. They're also pretty cheap there. And if you're looking to just buy hangers in general, Wilko does them for pretty cheap, whether be it like wire, plastic, or even like copper hangers. This next item is a Malaysian must-have. I literally don't know a single Malaysian who does not have this in the UK, and that is a water filter. Most Malaysians tend to use the one by Brita, but Sainsbury's or I think other brands do their own version of a water filter as well. Tap water is definitely drinkable in the UK, but filtered water just tastes so much more crisp, if you know what I mean. You can definitely just buy this from a big Sainsbury's or a Robert Diaz. I'm not really sure how to pronounce it, but I'll insert a picture of the shop right here. So yeah, definitely recommend getting that. And the final thing on my to buy in the UK list is your duvet, pillows, and bedsheet. These take up a ton of space if you were to put it in your luggage bag. Even if you did use a vacuum, it would still take up a lot of space. Unless you have those like tiny bolsters or little pillows that you had since you were a kid, then I definitely recommend bringing those to the UK with you as well, because it can just feel very comforting to have something from home, right? But the rest of the more bulkier stuff, I recommend just buying it in the UK. And since you'll be living here for about another 3 to 4 years, you might as well just invest in one. For a cheaper option, Primark sells duvets, pillows, and also some bed sheets. But bed sheets you can sort of find in most places, even places like H&M Home or like Zara Home. But if you want to invest in a really good pillow and duvet, John Lewis is definitely an option for that. I think one of the pillows I have right now is from John Lewis, and I've had it for a couple of years now, and the shape just doesn't run. It's just very sturdy. I'm not sure how you describe it, and I think having a good pillow is actually really important for having a good night's rest, and that's just something that every uni student will need. And that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching till the end. I'm pretty sure that there are some things that I've definitely missed out, so if you have any recommendations, please leave them in the comment section below so we can just help each other out. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. It means a lot to me. I generally make academic vlogs on what it's like to pursue a STEM subject in the UK, sometimes chill vlogs, and sometimes just sit down chit-chat videos like these. So if you're interested in any of that, be sure to subscribe to this channel. And finally, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.